You're digging through your couch cushions, looking for some loose change for a soda, and bam! You pull out an old penny. You're about to toss it back, but then you see it, 2009, no mint mark, Abraham Lincoln staring back at you like he's holding a secret. Well, guess what? He is. Because this little penny could be worth $1 million, that's right. A single 2009 Lincoln penny, no mint mark, could change your life. And today, we're breaking down why this coin is worth so much, how to check if you have one, and what to do if you strike it rich. So, stick around because you might just have a fortune sitting in your pocket. First, let's talk about what makes this penny so special. In 2009, the U.S. Mint released 4 different designs of the Lincoln penny to celebrate the 200th anniversary of Honest Abe's birth. Each design represented a different stage of his life, from a log cabin in Kentucky to his presidential days. But here's the kicker, some of these pennies were minted with serious errors, and collectors are going absolutely bonkers for them. Now, you might be wondering, okay, but what's the big deal about the no mint mark version? Well, let me tell you. Most pennies from this year were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But some missing mint mark coins have surfaced, and because they're so rare, they're commanding sky-high prices. I'm talking auction sales hitting millions. Imagine this. A guy in Texas found one of these bad boys in his change from a gas station. At first, he thought it was just another penny. But after doing a little research, boom, he cashed it in at an auction and walked away with life-changing money. Talk about hitting the jackpot with pocket change. So, how do you check if you have one of these rare coins? Simple. Grab your spare change and look for the 2009 penny. If it's got no mint mark and matches one of the rare error variations, you're in business. But hold up, don't go spending it just yet. Condition matters. If your penny looks like it's been through a garbage disposal, it might not fetch top dollar. But if it's in good shape, oh boy, you might be looking at a huge payday. Now, if you do find one, what's next? First, don't clean it. I repeat, do not scrub it, polish it, or try to make it look pretty. Collectors want them in their natural state, even if they look a little crusty. Second, get it authenticated by a professional coin grading service. This is what separates a casual penny collector from someone making serious money. And finally, if it's the real deal, find a reputable auction house or online marketplace to sell it. You wouldn't want to trade $1 million penny for a $10 bill, right? So, there you have it, folks. That little 2009 no mint mark penny could be your golden ticket. Next time you get change at the store, don't just shove it in your pocket, check those coins. Who knows? You might be sitting on $1 million fortune without even realizing it. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button because we're dropping more insider tips on valuable coins that could make you rich. And hey, let me know in the comments, what's the rarest coin you've ever found? Maybe your story will be the next one I share. Imagine this, you're digging through your old change, probably looking for enough quarters to buy a coffee, and bam! You spot a simple 1980 penny with no mint mark. Meh, just another penny, you think. Wrong. That tiny copper coin could be worth millions. Yes, you heard that right, millions. Now, before you start frantically dumping out your piggy bank, let me break it all down for you. What makes this unassuming 1980 Lincoln penny so valuable? And how can you tell if you've hit the jackpot? Stick around, because I've got the answers, and trust me, you won't want to miss this. Alright, let's talk about why this particular penny is making collectors lose their minds. First, what's the deal with the missing mint mark? Normally, pennies minted in 1980 should have a tiny letter below the date, D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But if yours has no mint mark, it likely came from the Philadelphia Mint. Now, here's where things get interesting. Some of these Philly pennies were struck with an ultra-rare error that makes them ridiculously valuable. Picture this, back in 1980, a mint worker probably had one job, to make sure all the dies were properly marked. But, oops. Someone missed one, and now we have these rare, no mint mark Lincoln pennies floating around. Just imagine that guy realizing his mistake 40 years later while watching a YouTube video about it. Wait. I did that? Now, let's get to the juicy part. How much are these bad boys worth? On the low end, a 1980 no mint mark penny in decent condition might sell for a few $100. But if you're lucky enough to have one in pristine, mint state condition, we're talking serious money. In fact, one of these rare pennies sold at auction for over $1 million. Yup, one little penny, worth more than a mansion, a luxury car, and probably all your student loans combined. So, how do you know if you've got a winning coin? Here's what to check: no mint mark under the date, obviously. Strong, crisp details, the sharper, the better. No major scratches or damage. Collectors love flawless coins. If your penny looks extra shiny, that's a good sign. High-grade versions are the real moneymakers now. I know what you're thinking, but I've had pennies forever. How do I know if I have one of these gems? Here's a quick tip: grab a magnifying glass and start checking. And if you think you've got something special, get it graded by a professional coin service. It could mean the difference between a few bucks and a life-changing fortune. Let me tell you about a guy I know. Let's call him Dave. Dave was cleaning out his car one day and found an old penny in the cup holder, probably wedged between some French fries and spare change. He almost tossed it, but something told him to check. Turns out, it was a rare no mint mark penny. He sent it in for grading, and guess what? It sold for thousands of dollars. So next time you see a penny lying around, don't ignore it. It could be your ticket to a windfall. Alright, my fellow treasure hunters, now you know, that old penny in your pocket might be worth more than you ever imagined. So start checking your change, raid your couch cushions, and search those old piggy banks. Who knows? You could be sitting on $1 million fortune and not even know it. And hey, if you love learning about rare coins and how to turn pocket change into serious cash, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more money-making coin tips coming your way. Don't miss out, your next penny might just make you rich. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting. Alright, let's talk about one of the most unexpected $1 million jackpots in your pocket change, the 1984 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Yep, that little copper coin you probably tossed in your junk drawer could be worth a fortune. Imagine digging through your old change and suddenly realizing you're holding $1 million penny. That's like finding out your pet goldfish is actually a secret billionaire. Stick around, because today we're breaking down everything you need to know about this rare penny, how to spot it, and why collectors are willing to pay insane money for it. So, what makes this 1984 Lincoln penny so special? First off, let's talk about the missing mint mark. Normally, pennies have a small letter under the date, like a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But some 1984 pennies were struck without any mint mark at all. This happened due to a die error at the US Mint, and believe it or not, that tiny mistake has turned an ordinary coin into a treasure worth millions. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, cool, but how do I know if I have one? Great question. The first thing you want to do is grab a magnifying glass. No, seriously, go full-on detective mode. Look at the date. If there's no mint mark, you might be in luck. But that's not all. The most valuable version of this penny also has a double die obverse. That means if you look closely at Lincoln's face, his ear and some of the letters will appear doubled. It's like Lincoln's got an echo on his own coin, and here's where things get crazy. Some of these error pennies have sold at auctions for over $1 million. Imagine walking into an auction house with a penny and walking out a millionaire. That's the kind of plot twist we all need in life. Let me tell you a quick story. A friend of mine, let's call him Dave, used to make fun of me for checking my coins all the time. Dude, it's just a penny, he'd say. Fast forward a few years, and guess what? Dave found an old penny in his dad's collection and nearly fainted when he realized it was a rare one worth thousands. Who's laughing now, Dave? Moral of the story: never underestimate a penny. now, where can you sell it if you have one? Coin auctions, online marketplaces, and even major coin dealers are your best bet. But be careful. If you think you found a valuable coin, always get it authenticated by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. There are a lot of fakes out there, and the last thing you want is to get tricked into selling your treasure for pocket change. So, the next time you come across a penny, don't just toss it aside, give it a second look. You never know, it could be the key to $1 million payday. And hey, if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about coins worth big money, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more tips and tricks coming your way, and you don't want to miss them. Who knows? The next video might just help you find your own hidden fortune. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting. Have you ever checked your spare change and thought, it's just a penny? Well, what if I told you that one single penny, a 1988 Lincoln penny, could be worth millions of dollars? Yeah, you heard that right. So, before you toss that change jar aside, you might want to grab a magnifying glass, because today, we're diving into the mystery, rarity, and insane value of this tiny little coin. Now, before you start flipping over couches looking for pennies, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, my buddy Joe, who barely knows the difference between a quarter and a nickel, found a weird-looking penny while paying for his morning coffee. Instead of ignoring it, he tossed it into his glove compartment. Fast forward a few months, and after some digging, he discovered that the penny was worth thousands. But hold on, because the one we're talking about today, it makes Joe's penny look like pocket change. Let's get to the juicy part. What makes the 1988 Lincoln penny so special? It all comes down to a tiny mistake at the US Mint. You see, some of these pennies were struck using the wrong die. Specifically, they were made with a transitional error where the design of the lettering on the reverse, that's the back of the coin, wasn't supposed to be there. Instead of the regular 1988 font, some pennies accidentally got the 1989 style lettering. That little goof-up turned this ordinary penny into a hidden treasure. Now, you might be wondering, okay, but how do I know if I have the golden ticket penny? Here's what you need to look for. First, check for the small D mint mark under the year 1988. That means it was minted in Denver. Next, flip the penny over and grab a magnifying glass. Look at the letters FG on the reverse. If it matches the 1989 design rather than the 1988 design, bingo. You just might have hit the jackpot. Well, get this, some of these pennies in top condition have sold for over $1 million at auctions. Even lower grade examples can sell for thousands. That's a whole lot of burgers and fries for a coin most people ignore. So, before you spend another penny, do yourself a favor and start checking your change. That 1988 Lincoln penny sitting in your pocket right now? It could be your ticket to early retirement. And if you do find one, don't just toss it in a drawer, get it authenticated by a professional grader and cash in. Now, if you enjoyed this video and want more tips on coins that could make you rich, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more money-making coin secrets coming your way. And hey, drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin in your change. Let's hear those treasure hunting stories. You're digging through your spare change, probably looking for a quarter to feed the parking meter. But instead, you pull out a penny. Not just any penny, it's a 2008 Abraham Lincoln penny. You think, just a penny, right? Wrong. Because this little copper beauty could be worth millions. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny that could buy you a mansion, a sports car, or enough tacos to last a lifetime. Stick around, because today we're talking about how this tiny coin can turn you into a millionaire overnight. Now, before you go flipping over your couch cushions looking for pennies, let's break it down. The 2008 Lincoln penny is nothing out of the ordinary at first glance. It's got Honest Abe chillin' on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. Pretty standard, right? But here's where things get wild. Some of these pennies have rare errors, and collectors are going absolutely nuts over them. so what makes this penny so valuable? One word: minting errors. Some 2008 Lincoln pennies were struck with double dies, off-center strikes, or even missing details. And when coin collectors hear minting error, they hear cha-ching. Let me give you an example. A guy, let's call him Dave, was rolling pennies for fun. I know, Dave, what a hobby. He notices his 2008 penny looks a little off, kind of like it had a rough day at the mint. Turns out, it had a double die error, and he ended up selling it for over $1 million at auction. Can you imagine? You go to buy a cup of coffee with a penny, and instead, you could buy the entire coffee shop. So how do you know if you've got one of these golden, or should I say copper, tickets? First, grab a magnifying glass. Check Lincoln's face, the date, and the lettering for any doubling or weird smudging. If anything looks off, congratulations, you might be looking at a retirement plan in the shape of a penny, and if you're wondering, okay, but where do I sell it? No worries, I got you. There are plenty of online marketplaces like eBay, heritage auctions, or even local coin dealers who'd love to take a look. Just make sure you don't spend it by accident, because imagine explaining that one to your grandkids. So, next time you see a penny, don't just walk past it like it's worthless. Check that date, inspect it closely, and who knows, you might be sitting on a jackpot without even realizing it. And if you want more tips on spotting valuable coins and making serious money from your spare change, hit that subscribe button. I'll be dropping more secrets that could turn your pocket change into a fortune. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting. Bam, you spot a regular-looking penny. But hold up. What if I told you that little piece of copper could be worth millions? Yep, that's right. Today, we're talking about the 2019 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, and how one of these bad boys could make you rich beyond your wildest dreams. But before you go flipping over every penny you own, let's break down what makes this coin so valuable. Trust me, you're gonna want to stick around for this one. First things first, what's the deal with this 2019 no-mint mark penny? Well, in 2019, the U.S. Mint released pennies from 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Denver pennies have a little D mint mark, San Francisco ones have an S, but Philadelphia? They keep it mysterious with nothing. No mint mark. Just a plain old penny. Now you might be thinking, wait, aren't there like billions of these floating around? And you're right. But here's the kicker, some of these pennies have rare minting errors, and that is what sends their value skyrocketing. Let me tell you a little story. A buddy of mine, let's call him Joe, is a total coin nerd. One day, he was at a gas station, paid for a drink, and got a handful of change back. He noticed one penny looked a little off. Turns out, it had a crazy error, a double die, meaning the design was stamped twice. Long story short, he got it graded, and boom. That 1-cent coin sold for thousands of dollars at auction. And that was just a minor error, so what should you be looking for? Here are the big money makers: double die errors. If Lincoln's face or the lettering on the coin looks slightly duplicated or blurry, you might be holding a jackpot. Some of these have sold for over $100,000 at auction. Off-center strikes. If the design is not centered on the coin, leaving a blank area, that's another major payday. Die cracks or cuds. These are raised bumps or lines caused by a damaged die. The more dramatic the error, the higher the value. Now, let's talk market value. While a regular 2019 no-mint mark penny is still worth, well, 1 cent, rare error versions can be worth thousands, or even millions if you land an ultra-rare one in perfect condition. In fact, some auctions have seen insane bidding wars over these tiny copper discs. So, yeah, it's worth taking a closer look at your change. So, next time you're about to toss a penny aside, think twice. That little coin could be your ticket to early retirement. Imagine telling your boss, "Hey, I quit. Found a penny, and now I'm rich." But seriously, if you want to stay ahead in the coin game and never miss out on these money-making opportunities, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got tons of tips coming your way on rare coins that could be hiding right under your nose. And if you've ever found a valuable coin, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. Who knows, maybe you're the next coin millionaire. Thanks for watching, and happy treasure hunting.